Angry Migtau here, and today we're discussing married men going their own way. Alrighty, so today I'm going to be looking into a request from Dave, and Dave has something very interesting to input. He says, "Hey Angry, sent you a PayPal donation. I am Dave. Your topics have hit home with me hard. You mentioned once about being awakened while married, and I admit I thought it was BS. But I looked around at the carnage of my life and what she has done to my girls. She has devastated them, put them down, ignored them. My younger daughter is in Civil Air Patrol and was promoted out of the introductory squad and asked my wife to come. She did not because she was tired and hungry. My daughter earned her way out, not with feminist standards, but did better than the male standards, especially since I have been training her. Completely attacked their self-esteem, tried medicating them, to which I fought viciously and won. My older girl loves gaming, and my wife calls it a stupid and dumb hobby. I enjoy working with intricate plastic models and competent and playing chess, and also considered stupid by her. I was an NYPD officer who worked steady midnights in a horrible area. I was nearly killed in an auto wreck. My lasting brain damage gives me good memory for about a week, and that's it. After that, I can't remember it, but I have to write everything down. I have now started pooling my resources. I'm going to pull the plug on this farce. Not quickly. I want everything in place first. But I want to thank you for your help. Please keep me private and share anything but my story if you decide to mention it. Sorry about wall of text." Well, Dave, thank you for providing this incredible comment and sharing everything that has happened. You know, it's pretty amazing how men can have their lives torn apart and inflicted, and so much damage inflicted on them when they get into relationships. And they have children, and then they watch their children have their lives ripped apart. I have to say, growing up, my own mother was very, very difficult. And I went through a lot of things growing up. And I thought that I was like, something was wrong with me. And then I grew up and I realized, after I discovered Migtau, that there were a lot of guys with screwed up experiences because of their mothers. There were a lot of women who were screwed up because of their mothers. In fact, the majority of the time, whenever I ran into a person my age and they were screwed up, it was usually related to their mother, not their father. Weirdly enough, the problem usually stemmed from their mother. And at times when it stemmed from their father, there was always a pattern there that involved their mothers. For example, if their father was never in their life, the question comes up, why wasn't their father in their life? And then you start learning more about the situation and you discover that, well, there wasn't really a good relationship between their mother and father. And their mother more than likely asked their father or forced their father out of their lives. And they put the blame on their fathers, but they don't even realize that it wasn't their fault and that they wish they could have been there. But if they went anywhere near them, they would have been thrown in jail. Because that's how these court orders work, where they are not legally allowed to see their kids until they are 18. They cannot make any contact with them. And by the time these people turn 18, it's more difficult than that. Because at that point, they haven't spoken to their kids in years. And they question whether or not they should even go looking for their kids. Because it could be a serious burden on them just to find them. And it could also be bringing pain and hardship into the lives of their children. and even into their own lives looking for them. It's a devastating situation. And it's funny because a lot of women, they put their needs first. And the attitude is just, it can be devastating for young people. It can destroy their self-esteem. It can destroy their self-worth. And I think that it's really important that we acknowledge that a lot of married men are the ones who helped to pioneer Migtau, going their own way. It was married men who literally couldn't take what was happening and simply went their own way. And then other men started going their own way and saying, you know what, we're not even getting married in the first place. We're not getting married, we're not having children. This happened because men saw what was happening to these other men. And now you have teenage boys that see what's happening to married men and men who just have relationships with women. And teenage boys are saying, yeah, we are swearing that we will not get into a relationship ever. Ever. I have a prediction that this is going to work itself all the way down to the tweens. That's the 10 and 11-year-olds. And they're going to start saying, they swear, they solemnly pledge never to get married, never to have children, and to focus on themselves and their own happiness. Think about that pledge as a kid. It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? I solemnly swear I will never get married, I will never have children, and I will focus on myself and my own happiness. That's an incredible pledge for a young boy to take, isn't it? An incredible pledge. Because when you're a kid, you don't really get along with girls that well, or there's really nothing that you care about. It doesn't really bother you. So instead, you just focus on yourself. You focus on what makes you happy. You're essentially going your own way. And I think a lot of young boys are going to start adopting that lifestyle, that image where they're going to say, yeah, we're going our own way. We're focusing on ourselves. We're doing the things that we enjoy because that's the best thing to do. We see what's happening. We see our older brothers that don't want to have anything to do with relationships. And we're seeing the reasons why. Our fathers aren't even around because our mothers made them leave. We see what's happening to our uncles and our older brothers. We don't want any part of that. We're going our own way. And I'm telling you, once it hits teenagers, it goes mainstream. The fact that now teenage boys are going Migtau in Australia, it's going to happen it's already happening on a worldwide basis, but they're not talking about it. The moment they start talking about it, and is the moment that it penetrates the mainstream. The moment it penetrates the mainstream is the moment it becomes trendy. The moment it becomes trendy, they can't stop it. Women have virtually nothing to offer young men. Nothing. Teenage boys have very little to gain from a relationship with a teenage girl other than a false accusation, drama, and depression. Many will completely come to the rationalization that, yeah, I want to be an engineer. I'm just going to focus on myself and my own happiness. Yeah, I want to go to medical school. I'm just going to focus on myself and my own happiness. Yeah, I like playing video games, so I'm just going to work at 7-Eleven, buy the video games that I want, and enjoy the rest of my life. Because as long as I can buy my video games, there's not much else I need. I can put a little money away. I don't have to move out. Mama's not pushing me out. You know, her basement's pretty awesome. Kick her a few bucks here and there. Yeah, this is a really good setup. I'm doing okay. I'm just going to focus on myself and my own happiness. Do you guys see how awesome it is? And then some people are going to say, oh, you guys are such losers. You're just doing this because you can't get dates. Well, you know, what are you going to do? That means that you must be gay. Because if you don't want to be in a relationship with a woman, then you're a bunch of gay men. Because they're going to automatically begin trying to shame us. And the first thing they do is start calling us losers. Then they start calling us gay. And then after that doesn't work, then they'll start saying that we're boys who haven't grown up. And then they're going to literally start saying yet again, we need to have a serious talk about Migtau. That's like, seriously, you're going to see an article on the web. They're going to start putting out these articles. We need to have a serious talk about Migtau. We have a group of men that are refusing to get married, have children, and instead choosing to play video games and live at home. And they're destroying our society. While women are moving on with their lives and moving society forward, men are basically taking up all the resources. That's the way they're going to present it. They're going to say that us men are using up all the resources while women are out there in the workforce working hard, when in reality, men pay the majority of all taxes. But they're going to claim that women are the ones who are keeping society going, and it's men who are taking advantage of society by not getting married, not contributing their fair share to society. It's just amazing. That's what they're going to say. And they're going to literally say that men need to start manning up, getting married, move out of mom's home, get a job, not at 7-Eleven, actually something that could sustain a family, or begin working towards that. Buy a car. They're gonna literally make a list of demands of all the things men need to start doing, because they are not meeting the standards of women. That's what they're gonna do. I am excellent at predicting this stuff. All right, my predictions are coming true rapidly. All right, they're gonna say all these things, and they're going to try to shame men. Here's the beauty of this. As they try to shame men, as they try to basically do these things, men will just continue to go deeper underground. Deeper underground. Literally, you won't even see the light. They will stop going out into the light. They will begin to literally gather in social online places where there are no women to shame them. They will create new spaces, and they will continue to move forward in this way. As women attack and try to shame men for avoiding them and avoiding relationships, it is only going to push men further into having less relationships and avoiding relationships even more. It's funny because it's like a lot of women believe that by shaming men, they can get men to do what they want, but they don't realize by shaming them, you're alienating them. By alienating them, they're just going to walk away. It's like women don't see the nature of these things. They don't realize that you can't treat someone poorly and then expect them to change their ways by treating them poorly. I'm going to treat you poorly, so now you're going to do what I say because I'm treating you poorly. No, men will just go their own way. Why would I do what you want me to do because you're treating me poorly? If you're treating me poorly, that gives me even less of an incentive to do anything. Seriously. I mean, you're not offering anything in the first place. This is the society that we can look forward to. This is what we can truly consider is the lasting legacy of feminism. One where you'll have essentially men going their own way, teenage boys going their own way. I mean, even young boys going their own way, because they see very little reason to even get involved. As soon as they turn 18 and they find out what's going on, younger than 18, they're going to just get out. They're going to say, yeah, I'm not doing anything. They're going to give up. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you agree that we're going to see more and more married men going their own way, walking away from marriage, and just going their own way because it is no longer something that it's no longer sustainable. And even though they realize it's going to be difficult and hardships, many of them are going to begin doing what Dave is doing and looking for a way out quickly. Planning their way out and then running away with their children. Let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please consider becoming a patron by heading over to my Patreon page. You can find a link to my Patreon in the description of this video. Become a patron for as little as $1. But $5 at least would be a lot more appreciated. And Patreon helps to keep this channel going because there are no ads. You can also leave a tip on VidMe if you're watching this on VidMe. And you can leave a tip, or you can also subscribe for $1. Like, share, subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to Migtau or death. And cheers! That was a good cheers.